Great to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
So Jaron put his hair on the line in the top button situation, Lee. Please, I told Heath this on Saturday. Please feel free to share that with all of your team if you feel like that will motivate them at all.
I will let them know for sure.
Will you join me, Lee?
No, my wife would kill me if I did that.
Lee, what kind of turnaround was there for the team and staff after a Saturday afternoon win, emotional against San Diego, and then a day off of sorts on Sunday? What was that like?
Yeah, we weren't able to get in the gym because of it being the Sabbath, but we took a walk as a team just to kind of get our bodies moving, and we attended church, sacrament meeting at a local ward here. And then it was just kind of relax and let your mind kind of relax as well before we had a team meeting last night and kind of talked and discussed and threw down the game plan for tonight's game last night. So it was kind of it's going to seem like the game's going to take forever to get here, but I think our guys are really excited. Another chance to go at St. Mary's.
How much of what the discussion is for the game plan is something new or different? Because you played this team twice. You've seen them a bunch. You saw kind of what San Francisco did, what Gonzaga did in wins, and then what Pepperdine did in almost win. So how much is new or exotic versus, okay, we kind of know what we need to do?
I think there's a little of both, right, as far as creating the game plan. Because at our place, we have a shot to win it. And then at their place, we miss, 9 shots right at the rim. So we feel like we're right there. I mean, obviously St. Mary's is really good, but you can't throw out what Gonzaga did and what San Francisco did and how they had success against St. Mary's. So you'll probably see a few new things, but a lot of the stuff that we've been doing since June, you'll also see, and not going away from who we are as a defensive team and offensive team and trying to keep it as simple as possible for our guys with a short turnaround between games.
Lee Cummard with us on BYU Sports Nation, BYU graduate assistant, former Cougar basketball great. The season, in a lot of ways, feels like it has been building to this game tonight, semifinal Monday in Vegas. What's the energy and the vibe like on game day as you head towards this game?
I think there's a good positive vibe. For me personally, I was really nervous about the San Diego game because of their coaching situation and how different are they going to be with that. They're ultra talented. And with St. Mary's, you know exactly what you're going to get. They're going to guard you really hard, and they're going to be really efficient offensively. And it's just a matter of if we can hinder them at all with our defense and if we can score continuously against their defense.
Jock Landale's been unbelievable against a lot of people, but against BYU, he went 30-plus both times. Is there nothing's probably easy in how to hinder, like you said, him defensively, but it kind of starts and ends with Jock, does it not?
Yeah. I mean, he is a player of the year in the conference, and he does have a lot of success against us. I think that, I mean, they got a lot of good players, but yes, to answer your question, yes, it does start and end with Jock. And I mean, if you watch the Pepperdine game, when it came crunch time, he touched it 10 out of 10 times. So you know where they're going to go when it's time, and so yes, it starts with Jock.
You were a conference player of the year. What's it like going into a tournament like this, knowing, okay, the other team's number one line on the scouting report is against me?
I think at this point, they got so many good guys that I don't think Jock's feeling that at all. And I know that I didn't feel that at all when I was co-player of the year.
Who cares about the part,
It is what it is. I think they're just a really, really good team, and they don't deviate from what they do. And it's your job as a competitor to try to get them to do what they don't want to do.
Lee Cummard with us on BYU Sports Nation. And, Lee, if there's somebody that can understand the mode that Elijah Bryant got into on Saturday, it's you. You've been there more than a few times. How would you explain what that mindset is like for those that haven't done that?
It's an unbelievable feeling, and you could see it, the way the rhythm. It was all about his rhythm on Saturday. He got going, and he was taking contact and finishing through contact. and then he got that 3-ball working in the second half. And it doesn't happen very often, but when you get in that mode, I mean, nobody can stop you. At least you feel. I mean, you get in that mode and you feel like you can score on anybody.
So he looked like someone took his vlog camera. Like he was really annoyed. Is that the best version of Elijah when he's angry?
Angry Elijah is good.
You know, I thought he was just in a good rhythm, Elijah. I didn't feel like he was angry. I thought he was on edge, but I didn't think there was any anger to it. He was just feeling good. His rhythm, you could tell, it was on. I mean, when he shot those threes, you knew they were going in. And for me, I'm a big rhythm guy, and you could see his rhythm. It was perfect Saturday.
All right, Lee. What does it feel like BYU does better than St. Mary's at this juncture of the season?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think that right now we're playing as collectively and as connected as we have. At least Saturday we were. And I think that's going to be the key in today's game. It's not going to be about, can we stop Jock or how do we limit NAR and creating and all that. I think it's about us. It's about how connected we are as a team. And, I think if we play like we did Saturday with how dialed we in, scoring is going to be important because they always hinder us offensively. But if we can score, I think we'll guard. And I'm excited for tonight.
This is a big game in a lot of ways. Obviously, just on the surface, the semifinal, St. Mary's up to 20 in the AP poll just moments ago. A team that beat BYU twice, chance for the title game Tuesday. But beyond that, Lee, it feels like this team, if they get a win tonight, it kind of validates the hard work and the difference of maybe this team versus last year's, because this team's 23-9, maybe taken for granted by some, but a win tonight would be extra meaningful in that regard. Is there any extra motivation that way of, you know what, we're a good team and we want to show it with a win tonight?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we put in back in June as far as what we want to do offensively and defensively, a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it was catered towards St. Mary's. We know that they and Gonzaga, are at the top of this league. And in order for us to reach what we want, you're going to have to go through those two. And then tonight you got St. Mary's, and a lot of the stuff we put in was specific to St. Mary's. So, like I said before, we've had 2 good looks at them with a shot to win it at our place and a tough road loss to them where we battled them deep into the game. Tonight would be a great night to kind of validate all the hard work and the dedication that our guys and staff have put in for the last 6-8 months.
Is this the type of game that's hard for you not to want to get on the floor and keep playing, Lee?
Saturday I kind of got the juices going. There was a few heated moments, and the guys are out there battling, and the competitive juices got going a little bit Saturday.
How many minutes could you give tonight?
Well, it depends who I'm guarding and what I'm asked to do. If I can stand in the corner and play off of TJ and Eli and Jashir creating for me and can just catch and shoot, I could give you 30 minutes and score 24.
Those are very specific numbers. You had thought about that.
I love it so much. Lee, it's great to talk to you, man. Let's give you some BYU Sports Nation karma for tonight, and we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Lee Cummard, never disappointing, joining us on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, your values, your timeline, your financial future.
I love what Lee just said, because I postured that the changes that BYU made were to combat St. Mary's, and he just validated that. St. Mary's took it to BYU last year. It wasn't even close. It was embarrassing. But this year, BYU was more competitive, and now tonight, they could validate those changes